Presiding officers. Is the mic on? It's on, ma'am. You can go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you very much. Starting with the first question, former President's President, His Excellency the President, former President Mbeki will be attending, and the former Deputy President Lambunguka, and former Deputy President and former Speaker Baleka Mbete. I'm certain about the three. Dapo can correct me if there are more confirmations, but since yesterday, these are the three I'm certain will be attending. The former speakers, I am told that Dr. Frini Chinwala is likely to attend. As I said, Madam Bete will also be here. We are still not sure about Mr. Max Sisulu. Earlier on, I had picked up that he's likely to come, but there is no confirmation as yet. We probably will receive a communication before the end of the day. Now, I think that's the first question you raised. The second one is the details of the ceremony. I do want to say this, that we are here as the executive authority, but we do have a collective of presiding officers who are here with us, namely Buroto B, Ngwenya, and Jomonyambi from the NCOP. They too will be assisting us with taking questions. We do have the Secretary of the National Assembly, the Secretary of the NCOP, and the Secretary of Parliament. All three of them will take questions as well related to the logistical and other administrative arrangements. And therefore, the issue of the transport at the Grand Parade will be taken by them. But I do know about the details of the ceremony. You refer to it as a pomp ceremony. There will be a ceremony, very limited. I am not sure about the parade, the military parade, but I am certain that the president will take a salute just at the front of the city hall. I do know that the Defense Force, as usual, will lead us in the national anthem. And for me, those are the two critical elements I can confirm to you, that the ceremonial guard of the Defense Force will participate. They will lead us in a national anthem, and the president, of course, will take a salute. The rest of the details I would not know, and perhaps I can be assisted by other colleagues. The transport on the Grand Parade, I'm not sure, Comrade Ambi, if you have the details, or should we? Thank you. The Secretary of the National Assembly, Mr. Kaso, will take that question. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker. The transport, taxis and the buses will not be affected at all. The traders on the parade will be affected on the 9th and the 10th only, but there have been engagements with them, and there's a good understanding in terms of what will happen during this period. But certainly the buses and the taxis will not be affected. Thank you.
All right, the Acting Secretary to Parliament.
Yeah, thank you very much. Just want to add that I think the members of the media will see that we have actually published a plan which defines and also provides indications on the parade and what is going to be closed out. Obviously, the road around the city hall is cordoned off. And like Mr. Klasu says, after the State of Nation, part of the parade is going to be opened up, but still secured, but opened up for business to continue. And like we always do, we actually communicate the closure of the roads, and we'll continue to refine that. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. I think all the questions for the first round have been thoroughly covered. Any further questions? You will go first, ma'am. Any other hand? Okay, I think that will be the last round and one hand.
Good morning. Thank you so much for being here this morning. This is Toira from Voice of the Cape radio station. Given the recent release of the July unrest report and the general uneasiness about the state of service delivery in the country, are there any contingency measures in place in terms of possible disruptions to the State of the Nation address this year? Thank you.
Okay. That was the last hand and the last round. NCOP chairperson.
No. Thank you very much, Mulato. We are not really anticipating any disruptions, but everything possible will be done to ensure that the State of the Nation address happens in a way that is positive, and everything possible will be done to really ensure overall that all goes well. We note your question, and I'm sure it will be factored in as one of the issues that must always be at the back of our minds. But we're not anticipating any disruption or any form of negative trouble, if I may so say.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. My attention have just been drawn to some of the questions from the media on our WhatsApp group who are following this press conference online. There's a question from Christians from News 24. I think it's 3 questions. How much will it cost to host the State of the Nation address? I think that question will go to the Acting Secretary to Parliament. Second one is, what is the reason it was decided to not hold the whole event virtually, as this would have saved a lot of money? The last one, okay, I think it relates to the stricter security measures. I think that one, there is an appropriate agency that deals with security for the State of the Nation address and Parliament. I think it should be directed to the South African Police Service. They've got the whole plan for the security of the precincts at the City Hall. Acting Secretary, regarding the cost.
Noto. Let me just start from the year where we had COVID, which was 2020, where we also had a hybrid sauna. At that stage, we budgeted 208,000 and we spent 116,091. So that was an under expenditure. Currently, we had obviously initially budgeted around those figures if nothing else was going to happen. Noting the fact that the City Hall is a place where we have to invest wall-to-wall broadcast, ICT, catering, furniture, and interpretation facilities. We have put aside, and this is budget estimates, we have put aside 4 million, and that includes the debates up till the response from the president. On the day itself, we're anticipating an expenditure of about 1.9. But like I say, this is budget. Once we have actually reconciled our expenditure in terms of the requisitions we have actually done, we always go and report to the Joint Standing Committee on the expenditure for SONA. It is therefore anticipated that the budget will be more than what we anticipated, given the fact that we've had to relocate, inclusive of the fact that we had to do the branding. As we've always briefed you, honorable members of the media, that part of what we have saved on is the branding, which we've always recycled because it's generic branding. In this case, part of our branding burned in the National Assembly. So we've had to replace some of those things. So it is expected that unlike the 116,000 we had anticipated to spend, we're going to spend a lot more. But like I said, these are estimates. Once we have spent, we definitely go back and report. And our Joint Standing Committee meeting is an open meeting where media is invited. Those figures will be published. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Acting Secretary. Presiding officers, there is a question regarding why did you not just hold this whole State of the Nation address virtually to save money?
Thank you very much, Program Director Mo Lotto. Why did we not hold this in a virtual? Firstly, I think we all appreciate that the banning of a parliamentary building sent a very bad message and a bad vibe to the country. And if that act was meant to disrupt the workings of Parliament, then it was important for us to take this political decision that no banning of a parliamentary building, no amount of sabotage will actually distract us from holding the State of the Nation address. Precisely because this is a very, very important event on the calendar of the country. This is one opportunity when the President of the Republic of South Africa is expected to come and outline the program of government to the nation. But equally an opportunity for members of Parliament, all of them without exception, from all political parties, to have an opportunity to engage with the President, to engage with that State of the Nation address, and for the President to respond accordingly to matters which will be raised by members of Parliament. It's the one and only event where the head of state does that. The rest, President interacts with Parliament by answering questions raised by members of Parliament. So we felt strongly, all of us, and this is what we said even to the forum where political parties come together, to the programming committee, but also to the Chief Whips Forum, that there is no way in which at a point where we are at level 1, where we'll say no, because of what has happened, we'll therefore not have an event called the State of the Nation address, and that we would hold it on a virtual platform. We felt very strongly, in fact, were it not for the state of national disaster, which is still in place, this is a time when all members of Parliament should have come together and show and demonstrate to South Africans a spirit of solidarity, that we are here, we are your representatives, we are patriots, and whatever the circumstances, we remain together and commit together to support the program of government as presented by the head of state. So the answer in a short form is that it was a political decision, consciously taken, well debated, and agreed that it is important for South Africans to have an appreciation that whatever the circumstances, our work will not be distracted by what has happened. I don't know if you want to add. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I think just a final issue to address. I think there's an additional information regarding the seating arrangements in the chamber on the day of the State of the Nation address. The Secretary of the NA will just give that additional info. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Just to indicate that there will be members of parliament who will be sitting in the public gallery as well. That will be 64. And that pushes the number of members of parliament, the ground floor and the gallery, to 364 all in all. So we thought we should just indicate that so that people are not surprised when we see members of parliament in the gallery. For instance, the ANC, I'll just give the three big parties. The ANC on the floor will have 138, a gallery, 17 members, the A 50 on the floor, gallery, 7 members, and EFF 26 on the floor, and gallery, 4 members, which will be 30 for the EFF in the NA. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Klaso. I think as the speaker said during the reading of the statement of the presiding officers, that we have accredited a number of journalists and we have published their names on the website of Parliament. I know the majority of you have been checking your names, and I think we've reached a stage where we all agree and all the complaints that have been submitted have been dealt with. So you are encouraged, colleagues, because the accreditation has opened to go to Wall Street, the address that we've provided you with in the WhatsApp group, as well as in the media statement that we sent yesterday. You are requested to make sure that you go there on time to avoid last minute accreditation and panic on the day of the State of the Nation address. We also call those who are not here in Cape Town, who will be traveling from other parts of South Africa, including Gauteng, to make their way much earlier to Cape Town so that they can get sorted accreditation-wise. I'm saying this because we normally deal with very panicky journalists on the day of the State of the Nation address, presiding officers. So we really encourage you to do it on time for your sake and for the sake of all of us. Thank you very much for your attendance, and thank you very much, presiding officers. The press conference is adjourned. Thank you. There are breakfast packs, because today we invited you for a breakfast media briefing. There's a breakfast outside. Thank you very much.